and welcome back to Car Vibes. Today we've got something absolutely special to talk about. The all-new 2026 Chevy Nova Sleeper. Yes, that's right, Chevrolet has officially revived the Nova name, and this time, it's not just a nostalgia play, it's a statement. The Nova is back, meaner, faster, and smarter, designed to look subtle but perform like a monster underneath the hood. Let's get right into everything that makes this car one of the most exciting sleeper builds ever to come out of an American factory. Asterisk when you first glance at the 2026 Chevy Nova Sleeper. It doesn't scream for attention. It has that clean, muscular stance that pays tribute to the classic Nova of the late 60s and 70s, but with a modern design language that feels fresh and bold. The front fascia features a narrow LED headlight setup that integrates perfectly into a blacked-out grille, giving it an aggressive yet understated appearance. The lines are sleek, the body is wide, and the stance sits low on performance-tuned suspension. It looks simple enough to fly under the radar, but anyone who knows cars will spot the subtle hints like the hood vents, quad exhaust tips, and wide rear tires that tell you this isn't just a cruiser. Asterisk underneath that calm exterior lies pure chaos. Chevy has dropped in a re-engineered version of its legendary small block V8, tuned specifically for the Nova Sleeper. We're talking about a 7.4-liter beast that pushes close to 750 horsepower and around 680 pounds-ft of torque. Paired with either a 6-speed manual or a 10-speed automatic transmission, this thing can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just a little over 3 seconds. That's supercar territory, something that looks like a modest muscle car from the outside. The car also features an adaptive suspension system, limited slip differential, and launch control that helps you put every bit of power down to the pavement with precision. Asterisk the interior is where things get surprisingly refined. Chevy clearly wanted to make this car both powerful and practical. When you open the door, you're greeted by a cabin that feels premium yet performance-focused. The seats are heavily bolstered, covered in Alcantara and leather, with contrast stitching that echoes the car's exterior color. A fully digital gauge cluster greets the driver, displaying everything from power delivery to G-forces, and a central infotainment touchscreen runs Chevy's latest software suite with wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and built-in navigation. It even has drive mode settings that adjust throttle response, suspension stiffness, and steering feedback, allowing you to switch from daily to track mode instantly. Asterisk what makes the Nova Sleeper so appealing is how it balances its old-school charm with new-age tech. There are subtle callbacks to the original Nova models, such as the circular air vents, retro-inspired steering wheel design, and even the Nova badge on the dash. But everything feels modern and purpose-built. The cabin is quiet when you want it to be, but with a push of a button, the active exhaust system opens up and unleashes a symphony of pure V8 rumble that fills the air like thunder. It's raw, it's emotional, and it's everything car lovers crave. Asterisk now. Performance-wise, the Nova Sleeper doesn't just go fast in a straight line. Chevy has tuned the chassis and suspension to make sure it handles corners like a dream. The car comes equipped with adaptive magnetic ride control, allowing it to automatically adjust damping based on road conditions. Brembo brakes on all 4 corners ensure you have stopping power that matches the engine's brute force. The tires, specifically designed for high grip and heat resistance, keep you planted through aggressive turns. Whether you're at the drag strip or carving through mountain roads, this car feels confident, balanced, and brutally effective. Asterisk Chevy also seems to have nailed the sleeper concept perfectly. From the outside, the car could easily be mistaken for a regular performance coupe, but once that engine roars, all assumptions vanish. This is the kind of car that pulls up quietly to a stoplight next to a sports car and, within seconds, leaves it staring at your taillights. The combination of subtle styling and raw muscle is what gives the Nova Sleeper its unique charm. It's the car for enthusiasts who love to surprise people. Those who know what real power feels like but prefer not to flaunt it. Asterisk in terms of competition. The 2026 Nova Sleeper positions itself right between the modern Mustang GT and Dodge Challenger Hellcat. But where those cars wear their performance on their sleeve, the Nova keeps it low-key. Chevy's goal with this car seems clear. They wanted to create a muscle car that doesn't just rely on nostalgia, but one that sets new benchmarks for balance, power, and drivability. The Nova name carries history, and this new model brings it into the future with modern precision and control. Asterisk, the price point is expected to start around $80,000, which, for what you're getting, feels like a bargain compared to European performance coupes offering similar power. There will likely be special trims and packages available, including a carbon edition with lighter body panels, racing seats, and a tuned suspension setup for track enthusiasts. Chevy has also teased that they might release an all-electric variant down the line, though purists will be happy to know that this V8-powered monster is here to stay for now, asterisk for those who care about details. The Nova Sleeper features a weight distribution of roughly 52/48, giving it excellent balance during high-speed cornering. The exhaust system has been engineered to reduce drone on highways while still delivering that deep, throaty growl when you hit the gas. Even the aerodynamics have been optimized for performance, with underbody panels that reduce drag and improve stability at top speeds. It's not just a muscle car, it's a precision instrument that happens to look like a classic. Asterisk. Driving this car is an experience in itself. Imagine sitting behind the wheel, gripping the leather steering wheel as the engine idles, that low rumble echoing through your chest. You tap the throttle and the revs climb instantly. The rear tires chirp, the traction control light flickers, and before you know it, you're thrown back into your seat as the world blurs around you. It's that rush of adrenaline, that mechanical symphony, that unmistakable connection between driver and machine that defines the 2026 Chevy Nova Sleeper. Asterisk. Chevrolet has managed to pull off something special here. They've created a car that respects its past while fearlessly embracing the future. The Nova Sleeper isn't just another muscle car, it's a reminder of why we fell in love with driving in the first place. It's powerful, emotional, and purposeful, blending raw strength with everyday USABIL, ADOITA asterisk. So, that's the story of the all-new 2026 Chevy Nova Sleeper. A car that doesn't need loud colors or oversized wings to make a statement. It lets its performance do the talking. If you're someone who loves cars that pack power under a calm exterior, this one's for you. New 2026 Genesis G90, a flagship luxury sedan that's redefining what elegance, innovation, and performance mean in the modern era of luxury cars. Genesis has been steadily climbing the ranks in the premium segment, and with the 2026 G90, they've set their sights firmly on competing with the likes of the Mercedes S-Class, B7 Series, and Audi A8. This car is not just another luxury sedan, it's a statement of sophistication and quiet confidence. Asterisk, the moment you lay eyes on the 2026 Genesis G90, you realize that it's designed to impress from every angle. The exterior exudes presence with a commanding stance, long hood, and perfectly balanced proportions that communicate both power and grace. At the front, the signature Genesis crest grille dominates the fascia, flanked by sleek dual-line LED headlamps that stretch into the fenders. The two-line design language continues along the sides, integrating with the taillights for a cohesive and futuristic look. Every curve, contour, and detail on the G90's body is refined to perfection, creating an elegant yet bold personality. Even the door handles sit flush against the body for that modern, minimalist touch, reducing drag and emphasizing sophistication. It's a design that feels both regal and forward-thinking, exactly what you'd expect from a brand aiming to define the future of luxury. Asterisk, step inside the G90, and you enter a sanctuary of comfort, technology, and craftsmanship. The cabin is a masterclass in refinement, where every surface feels intentionally designed and beautifully finished. Napa leather upholstery wraps around the seats and dashboard, while open-pore wood, metal trims, and ambient LED lighting create an atmosphere of understated opulence. The seats themselves are exceptionally comfortable, offering heating, cooling, and massaging functions not just for the driver, but also for rear passengers. The rear cabin, in particular, feels more like a first-class lounge than a car interior. You'll find power reclining seats, an entertainment system, and even a fragrance diffuser that enhances the sensory experience. Genesis designed the G90's interior with serenity in mind the sound. Insulation is so effective that the outside world simply fades away once the doors close. Asterisk under the hood. The 2026 Genesis G90 brings performance to match its luxurious appeal. It's powered by a 3.5-liter twin-turbocharged V6 engine, delivering 375 horsepower and 391 pound-feet of torque in its standard form. For those seeking a little extra punch, the e-supercharger variant combines that same V6 with a mild hybrid system, pushing output up to 409 horsepower and 405 pound-feet of torque. Both configurations come paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission and standard all-wheel drive, ensuring smooth, confident acceleration and stability in all conditions. The air suspension system actively adjusts to road surfaces, offering a buttery smooth ride over rough pavement while maintaining sharp control during high-speed cornering. The result is a driving experience that's quiet, powerful, and incredibly composed, exactly what a flagship sedan should deliver, asterisk when it comes to technology. The G90 is loaded with state-of-the-art systems that elevate every drive. The centerpiece of the dashboard is a large curved display that integrates both the 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster and the infotainment screen into one elegant sweep. The interface is intuitive, responsive, and compatible with all modern connectivity options. There's also an advanced Bang & Olufsen 3D sound system that transforms the cabin into a concert hall, wrapping passengers in immersive, crystal-clear sound. Genesis has also included their latest Smart Parking Assist feature, which allows the car to park itself remotely with the push of a button. The G90 also comes equipped with the brand's digital key system, allowing you to use your smartphone to unlock, start, and drive the vehicle without ever touching the key fob. Asterisk. Safety and driver assistance features are another area where the 2026 G90 shines. It includes Genesis' full suite of advanced systems such as forward collision avoidance assist, blind spot view monitor, lane keeping assist, adaptive cruise control, and driver attention warning. There's even highway driving assist, which allows for semi-autonomous driving on highways by maintaining distance, speed, and lane position automatically. Cameras and sensors around the vehicle provide a full 360-degree view, and the Smart Parking Assist can handle tight spots effortlessly. It's the kind of safety technology that not only protects you, but enhances convenience and confidence behind the wheel. Asterisk in terms of comfort, Genesis didn't hold back. The climate control system features separate zones for every passenger, while the air purification system ensures that the cabin air remains fresh and allergen-free. The seats are designed for long journeys, providing support and luxury in equal measure. The suspension glides over imperfections and the steering feels precise and balanced. Even the smallest touches, like the soft closed doors and whisper-quiet cabin acoustics, remind you that you're in something special. Asterisk, the 2026 G90 isn't just about luxury, it's about redefining how that luxury feels. It's not flashy or overbearing. Instead, it's refined, mature, and confident. Genesis has created a car that doesn't just compete with the German. Giant Sit offers an alternative that feels fresh and uniquely Korean in its approach to craftsmanship and design philosophy. The meticulous attention to detail and harmony between materials, technology, and comfort make it one of the most compelling flagships available today. Asterisk pricing for the 2026 Genesis G90 starts around $92,700 for the base 3.5 TAO, rises past $100,000 for the e-supercharger variant, depending on configuration and options. While that's certainly in the realm of elite luxury cars, Genesis delivers exceptional value by including features that competitors often charge extra for. The brand's warranty coverage is also among the best in the industry, adding peace of mind to the ownership experience. Asterisk. The 2026 G90 represents more than just a luxury sedan. It's Genesis' declaration that it's ready to stand toe-to-toe with the world's most respected automotive names. with its blend of cutting-edge technology, serene comfort, and dynamic performance. It stands as one of the finest examples of what modern luxury can be. It's a car designed not only to transport you, but to cocoon you in an experience that's elegant, intelligent, and deeply satisfying. So that's the all-new 2026 Genesis G90. True masterpiece of design and engineering that's pushing the boundaries of what a flagship luxury sedan can achieve. The all-new 2026 Oldsmobile 98. Yes, you heard that right, the legendary nameplate of Oldsmobile, long dormant since the 1990s, is being reimagined for the modern era. Now, before we go further, a caveat. Much of what we're seeing right now is concept level, renderings, speculative reports, and hints rather than fully confirmed production spec sheets. But the buzz is real, and for good reason. So let's take you step by step through everything we know, everything we think, and what this car could mean, from heritage to design, powertrain to tech. And yes, how it stacks up in today's luxury scene. First off, the history behind the name Oldsmobile 98 is something worth appreciating. The Oldsmobile 98 was the full-size flagship sedan for Oldsmobile for decades, first appearing in the 1940s and continuing all the way through to 1996. It carried prestige, luxury, and that sense of American automotive gravitas. So when you hear the 2026 version being talked about, know that the expectation is huge. Everyone is imagining something worthy of the legacy. Now let's talk about exterior design, because that's the first place the model has to prove itself in the modern era. Renderings and concept imagery suggest a bold reinterpretation. Think a stately presence, but with modern crispness, sharp LED lighting signatures, a sizable grille that nods to its heritage but clearly belongs to 2020 styling, and proportions that lean toward a full-size luxury sedan. A few reports floating around, though unconfirmed, mention a 6.2L supercharged V8 in a Regency Broom variant with around 668 horsepower. If accurate, that's a dramatic statement. What this tells us is that the car isn't playing it safe. This isn't just a nostalgia relaunch of a mellow cruiser, it's being positioned as a serious performer, a luxury sedan with muscle and modern tech on the inside. You'd expect nothing less than high luxury, and the chatter suggests exactly that. Premium materials, expansive glass roofs, advanced ambient lighting, and a digital cockpit that rivals what's seen in the top German brands. The goal: merge the grandeur of old-school American luxury with the digital refinement of today. You'll likely see large infotainment screens, fully digital driver displays, possibly even augmented reality elements. After all, to come back, you've got to one-up expectations, not just meet them. Under the hood is where it gets particularly interesting. As noted, that report of a 6.2 LLT4 V8 supercharged engine delivering 668 horsepower catches the eye. Whether this will be the standard powertrain or a top-end variant remains to be seen. Given how many luxury brands are moving toward hybrids or EVs, one wonders how the Oldsmobile 98 will balance tradition and future. Will it offer a hybrid or plug-in version? Will it offer rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive variants? These are key questions. And while I couldn't find a full official spec sheet yet, the rumor mill suggests the engineers aim for a car that delivers serious straight-line performance. While retaining refinement, performance is just part of the story. Handling, ride comfort, and refinement, these will define whether the Oldsmobile 98 is truly back or just riding on nostalgia. Modern luxury sedans demand adaptive suspension systems, high-end braking hardware, noise insulation, and seamless integration of driver assistance systems. For a car with the nameplate's history, you'd reckon the developers will pull no punches. Expected features include active suspension, air ride or magnetic ride control, multiple drive modes, comfort, sport, eco, and high levels of sound deadening. And I'd bet on advanced driver assist tech, semi-autonomous driving modes, 360-degree cameras, and perhaps even some next-gen connectivity, like over-the-air updates. Another dimension is luxury and comfort for occupants. The previous Oldsmobile 98 models were known for roominess and smooth, easy cruising. This new 2026 version will need to do that, plus modern connectivity and luxury touches. Imagine multi-zone climate control with fragrance options, massage seats, premium audio, Bose, Bang & Olufsen or equivalent, large rear seat screens if a long wheelbase variant exists, and perhaps even executive lounge features. Rear seat comfort is key in the luxury class. If Oldsmobile is targeting full-size luxury sedan buyers, those rear seats need to feel like flying first class. Let's consider where this car might fit in the market. Full-size luxury sedans are harder to sell in a SUV-dominated world, but there's still a niche of buyers looking for something bold, elegant, and distinct. Where it could land, between established names like the Mercedes-Benz S-Class, BMW 7 Series, and Audi A8, but offering a uniquely American flavor, a statement of revival. If priced accordingly and executed well, it could carve its own place. The risk: prestige brands already have entrenched reputations. Oldsmobile would have to prove its modern credibility. Speaking of credibility, it's worth mentioning that the Oldsmobile name has been dormant for some time. The original Oldsmobile brand ceased operations in 2004, so launching a new flagship under that name carries both opportunity and challenge. Opportunity because you have heritage and recognition. Challenge because you have to overcome decades of absence and show this is more than a clever badge. The brand revival, if indeed this is official and not just rendering, will need to be backed with quality, service, and experience to match. Turning to design details, from what we've seen in partial reveals and artist renderings, the front fascia is bold, sharp, vertical LED strips, a large and slightly tapered grille, clean surfaces with minimal clutter, and some throwbacks to past Oldsmobile styling cues, maybe thin chrome accents, emblem placement, roofline details. The rear is expected to follow suit, perhaps a light bar across the trunk. Wide stance, sculpted tail lamps, and a certain presence that signals luxury without being overly flashy. One thing I like, it appears the design aims to keep proportion and dignity, instead of over-the-top clubs and wings styling. That's smart in luxury. Less is often more on dimensions. There are no confirmed numbers publicly yet, but expect full-size sedan proportions, long wheelbase, wide track, substantial overhangs. This helps interior space, ride comfort, and road presence. It will likely rival the 7 Series in size, perhaps slightly shorter to maintain maneuverability, but still generous. The architecture underneath will matter. If built on a strong platform with good rigidity and excellent dynamic tuning, it can compete on ride, handling, and refinement. Technology integration will matter a lot. For the 2026 model year, buyers expect full connectivity, digital instrument cluster, large central display, smartphone integration, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, maybe even switchable UI themes between classic analog style instrumentation and ultra-digital mode. Possibly head-up display with AR overlays, wireless charging, cloud connectivity, voice control. And on the safety side, lane keeping, adaptive cruise, traffic jam assist, maybe level 2 autonomous features. If the Oldsmobile 98 wants to step into luxury sedan territory, it must deliver. What about powertrain efficiency and environmental concerns? With global regulations tightening, if the car only offers a big supercharged V8, critics may question sustainability. So I expect if new 98 is real, that there might be a hybrid variant, perhaps the same V8 combined with electric assist or even a plug-in hybrid. This would allow instant torque, quiet EV mode cruising, and a broader appeal. We don't have anything definitive on this yet, but given industry trends, it would be wise for Oldsmobile GM to go that route. Let's talk about pricing and availability. Given the positioning and performance, say 668 horsepower in the top trim, this car will likely sit at the high end of the luxury sedan market. We might expect starting prices well into 6 figures USD in the US, with premium trims higher. Availability might initially be limited, possibly only in key markets. For international markets, depending on regulations and pricing, there may be delays or special editions. For buyers in regions like Pakistan, where you are, import costs, taxes, and availability will be major factors. But for now, let's focus on the global perspective. Now, from a channel perspective, and a shout out to you, Car Vibes viewers, what does this car represent? It's a statement, revival of a classic brand, blending heritage and modern tech. It's a challenge to the entrenched German and Japanese luxury sedans. It's a proof point that an American company, General Motors, assuming they back it fully, can create a halo model that resonates globally. For you as automotive enthusiasts, this means we'll be watching closely. When does it debut? Where is it manufactured? What are the real specs? How will it drive? And importantly, what will ownership feel like? Service network, brand reinvestment, resale value? 2026 GT500 isn't just a refresh. It's a complete evolution of what a modern muscle car can be, blending old-school power with next-generation technology. The car looks absolutely menacing from every angle, with a wider stance, aerodynamic lines, and that unmistakable Shelby presence. The massive front grille, redesigned hood vents, and sharp LED lighting create a look that screams performance even when it's standing still. Every curve and crease is functional, designed to channel air efficiently, cool the engine, and enhance downforce. Ford has clearly invested serious engineering effort into ensuring that this car doesn't just look fast, it is fast. The 2026 Shelby GT500 is rumored to come with an all-new power plant, internally codenamed Legend. While official specs haven't been confirmed yet, early reports suggest that this new V8 engine will push performance well beyond the previous GT500's already staggering numbers. The outgoing model made 760 horsepower and 625 pound-feet of torque from its supercharged 5.2-liter V8, and now Ford might be taking it to another level entirely, potentially over 800 horsepower. And some whispers even hint at the 4-digit range. Whether this is achieved through a bigger displacement engine, a new supercharger system, or some kind of hybrid assist is still up for debate. But one thing's for sure, the 2026 GT500 will aim to be the king of modern muscle. Performance aside, Ford hasn't neglected handling and refinement. The new chassis setup has been tuned with lessons learned from both the Mustang Dark Horse and the GT racing program. Expect revised suspension geometry, stiffer springs, and magnetorological dampers that continuously adapt to the road or track conditions. Massive Brembo brakes sit behind wider tires, offering improved grip and shorter stopping distances. Ford wants the new GT500 to feel just as confident carving corners as it does sprinting down a drag strip. That's a big shift from older muscle cars that prioritize straight-line speed over agility, and it shows how much performance expectations have evolved. The transmission options may also see an upgrade. The previous GT500 used a lightning-fast 7-speed dual-clutch automatic, but Ford could introduce an even quicker system, or perhaps even a manual transmission option for purists. It's too early to say, but enthusiasts are certainly hoping for that engagement only a stick shift can bring. Inside, the cabin will likely blend modern luxury with track-ready focus. Expect Alcantara and carbon fiber touches, deeply bolstered Recaro seats, and a massive digital display replacing traditional dials. Ford's latest sync system will provide full connectivity, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and likely a track telemetry interface that lets drivers monitor performance metrics like lap times, G-forces, and tire pressures in real time. It's clear that Ford wants this to be a driver's car first and foremost, but also a machine you can comfortably daily drive when you're not hunting lap times. Sound is another area Ford is paying attention to. The deep, guttural growl of the supercharged V8 has always been part of the GT500's character. And with stricter emission rules worldwide, maintaining that visceral roar while staying compliant will be a fine balance. From early prototypes and leaks, the exhaust tone sounds ferocious, raw yet refined. A proper Shelby soundtrack that gives goosebumps with every throttle blip when it comes to price. The 2026 Shelby GT500 is expected to start around the $100,000 mark in the United States, though exact figures will depend on final specifications and options. That's a lot of money, but given the performance on offer, it's still an incredible value compared to European supercars that deliver similar numbers at 2 or 3 times the price. For international buyers, especially in regions like the Middle East, UK, or Pakistan, import costs and taxes could push that figure significantly higher. Still, the GT500's blend of exclusivity and power will make it a desirable collector's item no matter where you are. Ford will likely produce it in limited numbers, ensuring it retains that special status among enthusiasts and investors alike. The 2026 GT500 also represents something deeper. It's a statement from Ford that pure gasoline-powered performance isn't dead yet. In a time when many brands are going electric, Ford seems determined to give internal combustion one last glorious chapter. This car feels like a love letter to speed, sound, and soul, all wrapped in the iconic silhouette of the Mustang. It connects the past to the future, merging decades of racing heritage with modern-day engineering brilliance. Whether you're into track days, drag racing, or just cruising the highways, this car promises an experience that's emotional as much as it is technical. In the real world, the GT500 won't just be about numbers, it'll be about the feeling behind the wheel. That surge of torque, the instantaneous throttle response, the sense of control as the rear tires fight for grip, and the way it communicates every bump and curve through the steering wheel. It's that raw mechanical connection that defines a true driver's car. And if Ford's past performance is anything to go by, the 2026 model will elevate that experience even higher. It's expected to compete directly with cars like the Chevrolet Corvette Z06, Dodge Challenger Demon 170, and even entry-level supercars like the Porsche 911 Turbo or McLaren Artura. But what gives the GT500 an edge is its blend of muscle car personality and everyday practicality, a combination few rivals can match. Ultimately, the 2026 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 isn't just another performance car, it's an icon reborn for a new era. It honors its heritage while embracing innovation, standing as a symbol of what American engineering can still achieve in a changing automotive landscape. The anticipation is sky high, and enthusiasts all over the world are waiting for Ford to officially lift the curtain. When it does, you can bet we'll have all the details right here on Car Vibes. From first impressions to full performance reviews. 2026 Porsche 911 GT3. A car that perfectly blends Porsche's decades of motorsport experience with the kind of precision and everyday usability that only the 911 lineage can deliver. From the moment you see it, you know this isn't just another sports car, it's a machine built for purists who live for the drive. The design is instantly recognizable, yet sharper, more aggressive, and undeniably modern. The front fascia is sculpted with deep air intakes that not only look menacing but also serve functional purposes by feeding cool air to the brakes and engine. Every line, curve, and vent on this car is there for a reason. The massive rear wing makes a bold statement while providing real aerodynamic downforce at high speeds, ensuring that the car remains planted even when pushed to its limits on a track. The signature LED headlights, lightweight forged wheels, and carbon fiber accents add to the car's purposeful stance. Beneath that sleek body lies the heart of this beast, a naturally aspirated 4.0-liter flat-six engine that screams to over 9,000 revolutions per minute. In a world where turbos dominate, Porsche's commitment to keeping the GT3 naturally aspirated feels like a declaration of intent. This engine produces around 510 horsepower and 470 newton-meters of torque, propelling the GT3 from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in about 3.4 seconds. What's remarkable isn't just the numbers, it's the way this car delivers them. The throttle response is immediate, the power band linear, and the sound absolutely intoxicating. It's a mechanical symphony that rewards you the harder you push. You can choose between Porsche's lightning-quick 7-speed dual-clutch PDK transmission or a 6-speed manual for the purists who want that old-school connection between driver and machine. Every shift feels crisp, deliberate, and satisfying. The rear-wheel drive layout keeps things raw and engaging, while Porsche's precision engineering ensures that even at the edge of grip, the car feels predictable and controllable. The chassis is an engineering masterpiece, featuring a double wishbone, front suspension derived from Porsche's racing programs, along with rear axle steering that sharpens turn-in and adds stability during high-speed maneuvers. This isn't just about straight-line performance, it's about cornering finesse, driver feedback, and balance. Step inside the 2026 GT3, and the first thing you notice is how focused everything feels. This isn't a car weighed down by unnecessary luxury. It's a driver's cockpit through and through. The bucket seats hug you tightly, trimmed in Alcantara and leather, keeping you in place during hard cornering. The steering wheel is stripped of excess buttons, only what's essential remains. Because when you're driving a GT3, your attention belongs on the road ahead. The instrument cluster combines analog precision with digital clarity, giving you everything from lap times to tire pressure at a glance. Porsche has included their latest infotainment system, but even that feels secondary. The real entertainment comes from what's happening behind you in the engine bay. The sound inside the cabin is pure emotion. Porsche has fine-tuned the exhaust system to create a note that rises from a deep growl at low revs to an exhilarating scream near redline. Every gear change brings a sharp bark, every downshift a satisfying crackle. It's not just noise, it's character, the kind of soundtrack that reminds you why driving can be such a visceral joy. Despite its focus on performance, the GT3 remains surprisingly livable for everyday driving. The ride is firm but never punishing, and thanks to adaptive suspension settings, you can soften it slightly for city streets before switching back to track mode when the road opens up. On the open road, the GT3 feels alive. The steering is light yet incredibly communicative, letting you feel every inch of the tarmac. Push it hard through a set of twisty corners and the car responds instantly. No lag, no hesitation, just pure connection. The aerodynamics work in perfect harmony with the chassis, keeping the car stable and composed even at high speed. Porsche's engineers have managed to strike that delicate balance between precision and passion, making this GT3 both a tool and a toy for serious drivers. The braking system deserves special mention. Massive carbon ceramic discs deliver brutal stopping power with zero fade, even after repeated hard laps. The pedal feel is firm and progressive, giving you total confidence as you trail brake into corners. Combine that with the Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires and the GT3 clings to the road like it's glued there. It's a reminder that this car is as much a track weapon as it is a road car. Of course, the 2026 GT3 doesn't just perform, it looks the part too. Every design element, from the vented hood to the wider rear track, tells you this is a car engineered to dominate. The weight-saving measures are extensive, with carbon fiber and aluminum used throughout the structure to keep the overall mass low. The result is a car that feels nimble, precise, and utterly thrilling to drive. The GT3 Touring variant offers a subtler aesthetic by removing the large rear wing, catering to those who prefer a more understated look while retaining all the same performance credentials underneath. Owning a Porsche 911 GT3 has never just been about transportation, it's about the experience. The sensation of driving something born from Porsche's racing heritage. The GT3 represents a philosophy that values feedback, precision, and purity over digital gimmicks. It's for those who see driving not as a chore, but as an art form. Yes, it's expensive, starting around $180,000. In some markets and climbing much higher with options, but when you consider what you're getting, it's hard to argue with the value. You're buying decades of Porsche engineering distilled into one of the most rewarding road cars ever made. The 2026 model refines everything that made the previous GT3 great and pushes it even further. It's faster, sharper, and more engaging, yet still approachable enough for skilled drivers to enjoy every day. Whether you're carving mountain roads, attacking a racetrack, or simply cruising through town, the GT3 feels special. Every drive becomes an event. For enthusiasts, this car is more than metal and rubber, it's a statement. It's Porsche. saying that even in an age of electrification, software, and automation, there's still room for something mechanical, emotional, and timeless.